Lord Jesus.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Smoke Live. I'm Brother Los.
Brother Jam.
Brother Ron.
Brother Rick.
Brother Black Hand on the can.
Yep, and once again, we got Brother Rick with us here.
Welcome back, Brother Rick. Welcome back. Welcome back, Brother Rick. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
sir.
welcome H and every one of you back also that continue to support us. We love that. Just keep coming to us, getting better and better. Y'all know it. They know it, right, man?
No doubt. No doubt. They know.
They know we love them, man.
They know it.
You know we love
Sure.
them, and they love us too, man. So we appreciate that very much, and continue to keep watching us. And remember, every day, not just Mondays and Wednesdays, watch every day. Every day?
Every day.
Sure enough. So what's up, man? How y'all been doing,
Man,
man?
we chilling, man.
Man, I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. There's just a lot going on, man. Is it just me?
Talk about
Or is it?
it.
Just like, I mean, I joked around with a friend of mine back when, like, I want to say this was like mid 2021, you know, and I was like, damn, can we just stop living through historical events for a little bit? You know, I'm tired of setting history every other month. Or shit, nowadays we set history twice a month. I'm like, what?
Right. You know, that's funny.
Can I get a break?
That makes me think of Picard. He was living the past.
True indeed.
Remember that
Good
was just
point.
that episode
True
that I
indeed.
said. That's what that
True
Q told him,
indeed.
that
Good
he was
point,
living the
brother.
past.
Good
That's
point,
exactly
brother.
what we're
Wow.
doing. We're
Okay.
Like, you know, we truly do live the
Good point.
past.
Hey man, I'm loving these the internet is undefeated moments.
Undefeated, man.
Undefeated, man.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so wait.
Can't stop.
We was talking about this earlier,
Can't
and you
stop.
said you knew what the situation was. So what happened with
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. What happened with Dave Chappelle?
Rick, did you see it, man?
Yes, sir.
Rick, what you saw, man? Tell me about it.
Now, Dave Chappelle is doing this stand-up. It's a fairly large stage, kind of like the Oscars stage.
True.
Okay.
And I'm not sure where the guy came from, but I know he rushed up on Chappelle. And in showing a full view of it, the security is coming way from back here. And I was just like, wow, why don't they have security like
In the front.
3 sections off in the front?
Right.
So they're able to get to him 10 feet away
Right.
instead of having to come 40 or 50 feet away.
Right.
Mike Tyson said it best. That internet is making y'all too comfortable with not getting punched in the mouth.
Right. Right.
And y'all better start running up on folks, man, because you don't know
Right.
who you're running up on.
So was he really trying to attack?
Yeah, he had a
Tackled him and everything, right?
he had a replica gun that had a knife, that attachment that came out of the gun about this long.
Like a band-aid.
And so it was still about this long in total. That's a dangerous situation, man.
That's crazy.
You know what I found funny about it?
What's that?
So I don't know if it was a dude, a chick, or whatever that ran up on it. I'm just be real. This is all I know about it, man. When the person, the individual, attacked or rushed Dave Chappelle, in my mind, I'm like, man, you better be glad that wasn't Dave Chappelle from, like, you know, Def Comedy Jam days. That nigga skinny.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But Dave had put on some weight. So when the dude or the chick dove towards him, Dave like moved it out the way and they kept on going. You know, I'm like, damn, you couldn't take down Dave Chappelle?
Hey,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Hey, look here now. Now, the funniest thing is that Jamie Foxx was there,
Yes,
Busta
sir.
Rhymes was there,
Yes, sir.
and goddamn,
He
Chris Rock was there.
Yeah, because he had just performed earlier, they said.
So Chris Rock ran up on stage.
Yeah, man.
You can't even make this up, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
can't make this up.
What the fuck?
Chris Rock ran up there and said, man, was that Will Smith?
That's funny as hell.
And then the bodyguards tackling, and then, you know, they ruffling up everything, messed the man up, you know, inverted his elbow, all that kind of stuff.
All that stuff.
And then Busta Rhymes in the background talking about, That's how it go, God. You know what I mean?
Well, you heard what Dave Chappelle said. He said, well, right now they got him in the back and they're putting boots on him. They're stomping him out back there.
Absolutely.
So you get what you get, man.
You get what you get.
The dude that messed with Mike Tyson on the plane. Hey, man.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You get what you get, man.
Right.
What's up, G? Hey, G, thanks for watching, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Y'all.
Thanks, G. Thanks, Leon. Appreciate y'all so much, man.
Thank you. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Internet is undefeated, man.
Undefeated, bro. Always gonna be undefeated.
Right.
And then they gonna yell out, "It was a trans man that attacked me."
He said that at the very beginning.
Oh, see, he's gonna be in trouble.
Oh,
He's gonna
Lord.
be in trouble. He's already got problems with Netflix, man.
Oh, Lord.
But
Love it.
Dave don't care.
I
Dave
know.
don't care. Dave don't care. So
Yeah,
I ain't. If he gonna do what he do, man, hey, let him have it.
Like old boy said back in the day, hey, man, it's just comedy.
If somebody attacks me on stage, I can say whatever the fuck I want at that point.
True.
You know?
True.
Right.
So yeah, I ain't even mad at him.
True.
I should
True
be
indeed.
be able to be seen stomping his ass.
You know?
If he rush
Like
up on you,
stumps.
if he
Right.
rush up on you, you get what you get, man.
Right.
Yo.
Right.
And you know,
Protecting
Dave.
myself.
Well, at one point he used to be skinny, like you were saying,
Yeah,
but he
man.
actually bulked up a bit.
Yeah, he got a little swole.
Yeah, so Dave might put some hands on him
You
if
can
he
smoke
got.
weed and be in shape.
He's from Ohio, man. He Rust Belt.
You know
Well,
what
you know,
I'm
Dave
saying?
said in one of his
Car
interviews,
making
he was talking about Nas and when he would hang out with a lot of rappers and shit. He was like, man, they all just assumed I was from the hood. He was like, but he said I grew up in just a nice enough neighborhood to realize how poor I was.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's up.
you know, he was like, yeah, I
That's
went to a nice school and all of that, but he was like, I didn't really grow up in the hood. But it was just enough to make me realize
That's
how
what's up.
under somebody else's thumb I was.
That's what's up.
Right.
Hey, y'all, man. Y'all realize we got something coming up, right? Like the next time we talk to our audience, this date would have already passed.
What you got?
Man, we got a Mother's Day special coming up, man.
Okay,
And Mother's Day is Sunday, correct?
Which is the ninth.
My daughter's birthday also.
Is it the 8th or the 9th?
Happy birthday,
The
man,
eighth,
to your
the eighth.
daughter. Happy birthday
She
to
was
your
born on
daughter.
Mother's Day,
Oh, God.
and now it's
bless.
come back around.
God
That's
bless.
the same. That's the
a
same with
beautiful day.
Nana. She was born on
And
Labor
it's her first Mother's Day.
Is it really? Oh,
that's
man.
cool.
God bless.
It's her first
God
Mother's Day.
bless. God bless, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out, man.
What's up, Kiara? What's up, little Kason? K Money?
Wait, you
That's
got
what
a
I'm
daughter
saying.
named Kara?
Kiara.
I got a daughter named. My oldest daughter's name is Kara.
Khiara.
Mine is Kiara.
Are you sure that's your daughter's name?
Yeah. She,
Got that name. He came up with.
He spells it
no,
that way.
that one I actually didn't name. So that's the one I didn't get the chance to name. So I never picked it.
But yeah, okay, yeah. Her mom picked out that name, man. And,
But yeah, that's funny, man. Okay,
It's
cool.
her first Mother's Day, or
she was born on Mother's Day,
okay,
and you know it comes around every couple of years.
Okay.
But
6
this
years.
happens to be her first actual Mother's Day because she's a new mother. She's got a baby that'll be a year old and
Oh, God bless her, man. Oh man,
Her only one, yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
God bless.
So
man.
her birthday, her first Mother's Day, and she got a newborn baby. That's beautiful, man.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah, so you know,
You're a blessed man.
and she's a good mom, man. She's a good mom, man.
Yes, man.
That's all we could ask for.
Yeah, you did your job, brother.
A little bit.
We got to make sure we honor all moms out there. You know, and if you're not a mom, and you may be a mom one day, maybe you're a sister. You know, or maybe you're a daughter. You know, we want to honor you all. You know, this coming Sunday. So you know, you all.
Monday.
No, we're gonna honor on Monday, but the day is Sunday.
Oh, okay, no. For the show, we honor you on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. We honor you on Monday. But for the holiday itself, you know, have a good Mother's Day. We
Yes.
really mean that. So God bless you all.
Yes.
Thank
Yep.
you so much.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Yep.
None of this would be possible.
Right.
Without
None of this would be
Lord
possible.
knows,
Right.
Lord
That's
knows.
very important to remember going forward.
They probably
in this
need to be.
conversation.
They probably need to be running more of this, man. So it, you know, some stuff will calm down. I need the military race to come down, bro.
Agreed.
And honestly, I'm hoping that any of the women who are watching tonight, if you have anything to say about what we're gonna be talking about tonight,
Yeah.
please call in.
Please call in.
Please call in.
The number should be it's the number at the bottom of the screen. Or no, we got to give it to
It'll be
them.
at the top, yeah, show them the number. But yeah, and then next Monday, make sure you do join us live to talk about Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
we on our honor,
We are honoring
our
that.
celebration of you. So make sure you call in on that day and chat with
Absolutely.
We got a lot of ladies joining us for that Mother's Day show.
A lot
So
of estrogen in
You know what I'm
the air.
hey, we need more of a woman's touch around here anyway. So I'm cool
Agreed.
with that. Yeah.
Agreed.
Right. But
Agreed.
there's the number right there, 281-968-1029.
Indeed.
Call in whenever we're live. We want you to call in. You know that.
Yes.
So make sure that if something you hear is interesting or you have a story to tell, call in. Let us know what's up.
Absolutely. And also, if you guys want to be on our show, please don't think twice about, going to the website at the bottom of your screen, www.thadailysmoke.com, and go to the tab that says, "Are you experienced?" Step into the arena. We would love to have you to be a part of our show, whether we interview you or whether you just want to come on and talk about a certain subject that you're passionate about. So we really mean that, because we can really, really use your attendance here. We appreciate any and all opinions, no matter how diverse they are. Okay, because this is the People's Podcast, right?
It's about truth.
Absolutely.
We can't
Absolutely.
make progress with each other if we're not able to have conversation.
Absolutely.
We can't work together, and ultimately that's what it's going to take for us to try to get anything done. Whether we talking about racial issues, economic issues, political issues, whatever it may be, it's all going to take some form of cooperation. That's just how humanity and our society exists. So we want to foster that here on the show. We need to have
Yes,
these
we do.
conversations. So please join us. If you want to come on the show, call into the show, participate. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
How we say, we
Oh.
talk about everything.
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 So make sure
What
for
they
real.
I'm glad to have Brother Rick back with us, man.
No.
Man, last time
I brought my spoon with me too, man.
Did you?
Yeah, man. I stir that shit up. Man.
Man,
You could have came on last show, man.
We
We talked
needed it.
about the dads. And
We
stuff.
needed
Oh,
it.
yeah, man, that would
young,
we needed it.
young and old dad too.
Yeah, because last week's
Sure
stuff-
enough,
we
sure
could've
enough,
used
you
it,
sure
brother.
did, man.
We could have used.
Yeah.
So that's why you should go to our webpage and look up upcoming episodes. And if there's an episode you feel you could be a part of, all you got to do is shoot us an email. It's really just that simple.
It's right to
It's
us.
just that simple. So, we appreciate you so much. But,
participation
And-
is key.
man, exactly.
And if you wanna donate, don't forget the Cash App, $TD Smoke, please. If you can give $1, we appreciate it. If you can't give anything at all, please hit the like, share, and subscribe, and
That's enough.
that will take it in lieu of a donation. So
Absolutely.
please,
Watch every day.
do
That's
one or
enough.
the other. We
all
appreciate it.
Right.
So thank you very much for that, y'all.
Man, I got to say, man, today's show is going to be a very interesting show. Agreed. I'm glad Brother warming his hands up. I'm so glad because we're about to have a really good conversation. I just got to throw out a couple of preliminary things. I don't care how heated or passionate this conversation gets. And if you all want to call in on the number on your screen,
Get in
we
on it.
encourage you to do so.
Yes.
Regardless of where you stand on the situation, call the number on the screen and let us know how you feel. That's number one. Number two, when you call in, we're going to have to limit your call to about 2 minutes roughly for the sake of other callers that may want to participate, okay?
Just ask a question or give your opinion real quick and hang up and talk about it.
Absolutely.
That way someone else can call behind you.
Absolutely. Number three, we have to stay on topic. That's very important. And the topic is Planned Parenthood and the female's right to choose. This is a very important topic, my brothers. So having said that, I'm going to open the floor. Where are we at, my brothers, on that topic?
This Supreme Court decision, or this draft of the Supreme Court decision, has gotten everybody in an uproar. And honestly, if you anybody who pays attention to politics,
It's not a decision yet.
it like that's why I said it's a draft. It's a draft. But
Got leaked. Okay.
leaked. Yeah, right. Okay. So this decision, if you as anybody who follows politics even remotely, you saw this coming. This is not a surprise. This is not a shock. I don't know why everybody's acting all outraged. They got what's that one senator's name? She's a Republican. She was the one who went. She was on the Judiciary Committee when some of these fools got appointed to their seats, and people specifically was asking her. So, do you think they're going to try and overturn Roe v. Wade? Oh no, I've talked to them. They said no, it's not possible. They wouldn't dare because they know it's established precedent.
I know what you're talking about.
Right. I can't think of a name at the moment, but this is not a shock. This is not a surprise. I don't, so for me, this. What do we do about it? Because Supreme Court can literally pass this or can make this decision, and that's essentially going to be law if they do.
Agreed.
And you already got 13 states that's got trigger laws waiting.
Right.
The minute Roe v. Wade gets overturned, there's 13 states that's immediately going to make abortions.
That's right, bro.
And this
That's-
is one of them right here.
Yeah.
That's why it's always, I want to stress this, it's always been important to pay attention to your surroundings, the people that you put in office, what they do while they're in office, and if they are serving the public and the greater good.
Amen, bro.
Because look, y'all will learn. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Thank you.
You on the People
There-
Podcast, man.
Thank you. Say it. Thank you.
This whole Roe versus Wade, we might as well just going to get to it, man. This is a small segment of white America. I said that.
Say it.
Of white America trying to control people. Now, when you look at it, these are the same people that when you open up their closet door, they got a bunch of shit falling out of it. Now, really, to me, there are thousands of kids in the foster system right now. You want to add one more? But these people are asking you, and they're telling you that you don't have control of your own self. But these are the same people that scream about wanting to be free.
That's wrong.
They want to be free. They don't want the government telling them what to do. That's what conservatives say. But these same conservatives are telling women that they have to have children that, one, they may not be able to take care of, two, born of incest and rape. I'm not going to make that decision to make a woman that I don't know her circumstances. And when she has that baby, I'm not going to be there to help her take care of it.
Excellent point.
Business is that of mine.
Sure enough.
If you and your wife decide to have an abortion, or me and my wife, or my daughter wants to have one, guess what? That's our goddamn business. It's not yours. You live in California, cuz. I live in Houston, Texas. How is that your business? You are not going to come to my house and help my daughter get up in the middle of the morning and change diapers and feed that baby. You're not going to be the one to give her counseling to look at that child and know that that is a baby born of rape.
Hell no.
You're not going to be there for any of that shit. And so for anybody walking around on this earth trying to tell somebody what they have to do when it comes to childbearing, when it comes to reproduction, man, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, please.
Yeah.
You don't know my circumstances. You don't know my situation.
Let me ask you a question, Rick. So, like, are you for or against? I just want to make sure we're clear. about everything we're talking about. I mean, let's be transparent.
Mhm.
Are you? Where do you stand in terms of abortion? Like, it should be the woman's choice or not?
I am for abortion. If there is a circumstance where that subject needs to be spoken about, then guess what? That's between me and my wife. That's between me and my girlfriend. That's between me and my wife and our daughter.
Right.
Depending on what the circumstances are. What's good for you may not be good for me. Somebody may not have a problem looking at a child knowing that their daughter or their wife was raped by somebody, but yet they're going to raise that child. You cannot ask that of everybody. You cannot ask that of everybody, man.
If rape isn't involved, if rape is not an equation,
It's still not my choice.
I'm pro-choice too.
It's still not my
I'm
choice.
just asking a question.
If my daughter comes to me and my wife and says, I'm pregnant and she's choosing to have an abortion, man,
For one, it's your life, whether you want it or not.
For
It's
me,
up to you.
I actually used to be a staunch pro-lifer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really used to like the whole subject of abortion. For me, was just like no, absolutely no. Now, don't get me wrong. I was at least reasonable enough to say, oh yeah, in situations of rape or incest, of course, obviously those would be where situations where it's acceptable, or if the mother's life is in danger, something like that. Sure, no problem.
but they don't even want to give up that
Right
now.
Right. But at that time in my life when my viewing is that, oh, just have an abortion because you was reckless, that to me was like, okay, no, that seemed wrong. And I wasn't to go out and protest at an abortion clinic kind of pro-lifer, but I was a wag my finger at you kind of pro-lifer. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you should really stop doing, that kind of stuff.
I've never, what I understood, from growing up and what's going, I always thought that's none of my fucking business. That's her choice. You do whatever the fuck you want. I shouldn't be able to tell you that. Now, there's terms when she wants it, but the father does.
Right.
That's when you get in these.
Guess what?
What's your
It's
thoughts on
still only between the two of you. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody in Canada. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody in Kansas.
Yeah, but that ain't
But
the
see-
argument.
but see,
But
but
that ain't
it's-
the argument.
But then why are those people in your business?
I feel that, but
Those
Okay.
people in your business.
okay, fair enough. I'm with you. I'm riding with you, I promise. But you do understand, we're not talking about the right for this couple to make a decision. We're talking about, at the end of the day, this female can make a decision because Rick doesn't carry the baby with his wife.
You know what you're talking
See,
about?
that's what
You are talking about rights. You're talking about rights. Rights. Not our right. Her right.
Exactly. I want to make sure we're clear on
See,
that.
that's what I
Her
said.
right.
That's what I'm
Make sure we're
saying
clear on
when I
that.
said that even
Look
though
here,
that's-
Because
If that's my wife
Because-
or my girlfriend,
Right.
really, bro, I'm merely a consultant.
Okay.
I
wanna
am merely
make
an ear.
I want to make sure we're
Right.
staying on the argument.
Right, because
Fair enough?
ultimately the
Okay,
decision
all right.
is, in my opinion, ultimately the decision is still hers.
Okay.
As the
Absolutely.
possible father of that child, then of course I have an opinion, and I hope depending on what my stance, regardless of what my stance is, I hope she's gonna listen to my opinion. I hope she at least has enough value in my opinion to take it under consideration. But ultimately, because that chemistry is happening in her body, it's her choice.
But what is your stance
I'm right now. I'm pro-choice.
right now?
I used to be pro-life. That's what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Because I used to be pro-life back in the day.
What changed your mind?
I realized the stupidity of trying to force that choice on somebody when they have made a choice to the contrary. I don't know their situation.
Fair.
I don't know. I could look at any circumstance and say, well, you could make that work. Hell, I made raising kids work, and Lord knows that wasn't easy. But that's not for everybody. Not everybody's capable. Not everybody's comfortable. Not everybody looks at that situation with hope. Some people will look at that situation with existential dread.
I apologize for interrupting you. Right
No, that's
Just
fine.
making a
No,
point.
I understand what you were saying,
Go
but
ahead.
that's what I was saying about how, the man might want it, but she might not. And my thought was, really, there's nothing you can do. You know, I can't even ask you like, well, go ahead and have it, and then I'll take it.
I can ask that.
You can ask
you can ask that.
but I wouldn't. If she did it, fine.
Right.
But I still would think, man, she's the one that got to carry that thing.
Right.
Must.
Ultimately.
At the end of this, she may not want. She might want to keep it.
But isn't it 50% you?
It
Yes.
is, but it's still her choice. She's the one that's carrying it. So what she just goes get her abortion.
My choice ended. My choice ended
Just
when
making an
I.
argument.
No, I understand. But my opinion is, my choice ended the minute I let my sperm come out into her.
Right.
Okay.
However that happened, that was my choice.
Right.
I could have pulled out. I could have put on a condom.
Wow, that's interesting.
I could have done anything. That was where my choice ended. Once that ejaculation happens and I let it go, it's her choice at that point. What do you want to do with it?
That's interesting, man. I think what you're actually talking about is responsibility.
You're absolutely
Right.
You're
Let me tell you something, man. What you said, man. Let me tell you something. There are preventative measures. Now,
I'm a firm believer in that.
I understand, man. I'm 56. I understand birth control doesn't work all the time. Condoms don't work all the time. Right. Yet, they're more successful than they're not. And what you're talking about is personal responsibility. And I just don't feel that I have any right to tell a woman in New York, you can't have, you have to have that baby.
Rick. So, again, if we're going to talk about this subject, we have to make sure we are very clear on what we're saying. And before I say what I'm about to say, I'm not saying, because I have not made my position known yet.
Right.
I want to hear the conversation,
Right. I get
but
you.
I want to make sure we're on topic. So, part of this amendment, man, it can affect contraception, like condoms and barriers and that kind of stuff, right? If we're talking about a man wearing a condom, he ejaculates into a woman and the barrier stops it, you all do realize that's a different conversation from when contraception happens.
Right.
Yes.
So whether or not we use a condom or not, and how that affects the procreation of life, those are two different conversations.
Correct.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So we're not talking about the responsibility of a man, should I have pulled out? Should I have worn something? We're talking about the mutual investment of two individuals that have created something new, independent of themselves.
Okay.
That's the conversation. Does that make sense?
Okay. Hold it down. Women can take birth control,
Fair enough.
still end up pregnant.
Absolutely.
Now, if said woman took birth control and still ended up pregnant,
Okay.
and she was like, no, this is not for me.
Okay.
This is not for me.
Okay.
Where does the partner come into play?
Let's have that conversation. That's a good question. Let's have that conversation.
Because again, it's still going to come down to her choice.
Why is
This
it her
this
choice?
could be a one night stand.
Okay.
This could be a male best friend. That's just a one off.
Okay. Where's that
It could
cooperation?
it could be two partners that she's taking birth control and she's taking precautions, and it still happens, and they still together don't want to have a child.
Ain't tripping.
Why should I, as a next door neighbor,
Ain't
who is not going to raise
feel
that
that.
child, feed that child, clothe that child,
Absolutely.
educate that
Absolutely.
child, why should I,
Absolutely.
without knowing my next door neighbor's circumstances, why should I have a say on what they do with their life?
I can answer that question for you. And I'm not going to go into my point yet, but I'm going to answer your question. It's for the same reason. If you follow me, I'm going to make sense. It's for the same reason if you were a neighbor. That same woman that ended up pregnant, I kicked her door in and shot her and killed her. I took a life. Right?
Mhm.
If the cops knocked on my door and said, hey, man, did you see what happened? Yes, I did. Will you give an account of what happened? Yes, I will. So that we can prosecute the individual that committed the offense. I sure will.
Mhm.
Are you related to that woman? No, I'm not.
Oh,
You have any ties with her?
we're talking apples and oranges.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Just walk with me. I promise.
Okay.
I will participate in the process of prosecuting you because I saw a murder happen. I have no relationship to any of the participants involved, but I saw what exactly. But I saw what happened. So I'm going to get involved in the process to ensure you receive justice. Why? Because there was a murder. How does this pertain to the conversation?
Okay, Ron.
You have to understand how they're defining life.
And that see that's why I was like,
This is the conversation.
because see, then I present to you, and I present to these brothers here too, Webster's dictionary.
Fair enough. Let's go there.
Okay. Now, words have definitions.
Agreed.
You got shows
Coming
on
up in
that
a
too.
couple of weeks.
Words have definitions.
Absolutely.
Right.
Some have cross meanings,
Fair enough.
but I've never seen abortion defined as murder.
I'm glad you brought that up. So,
Uh-oh.
here we go. I didn't want to get started. He took me there.
No, let's go.
Here we go.
Because I may be wrong. And
No.
you know,
This is real talk. Because
What
this
you're
is
saying
very
makes
important.
sense, though.
This is very important.
right.
This is very important. All right.
Because they're not mutually exclusive to me. One is not the other.
I'm glad you brought that up, my brother. If y'all can give me just 5 minutes.
14.
Thank you. Rick, I learned whenever you want to try to figure out the source of a problem, the first thing you have to do is understand its history. If you understand its history, okay, cool. Now that you're looking back in time, you have to understand something called context. Context means something that happens at this particular time may have a different meaning when it happens now.
Right. In relation to.
Fair enough. Let's go there. I want to address a couple of things we brought up to begin with, and I'm going to get to your point. Just walk with me, everybody. The history of abortion, the earliest known dates was 2,700 BC in China, 1,550 BC Egypt. Earliest known history of abortion falls under 3 categorizations: male property rights, preservation of social order, duty to produce fit citizens for the state or community. I'm going to say it again. 2,700 BC in China, 1,550 BC in Egypt. This is what they was considering when talking about or dealing with abortion.
Right.
So this ain't nothing new.
No,
Let's keep going.
we've been talking about this for a long time.
The harshest penalties reserved for women who procured abortion against their husband's wishes. Against their husband's wishes. Religious text, this feeds to his argument. Religious text contain the most severe condemnations of abortion. That's the historical context. I'm coming, bro.
Go ahead, man.
Common law in America and England. Abortion was illegal after quickening, which is when movement of the fetus could be felt by the woman. She's the carrier. Again, we're talking about why we may or may not should have a say in this conversation. England came up with something called a born alive rule. Ever heard of it?
Oh, boy, they're bringing it around today.
Murder in English law. That was your word.
Yes, sir.
Legal principle
something.
that holds various criminal laws such as homicide and assault apply only to a child that is born alive. In 1996, that was from the early to mid 1800s.
Right.
1996, the law lords presented alternative charges whereby unlawful or negligent manslaughter instead of murder in regards to abortion.
That's crazy.
I'm answering this man's question.
That's why it's not in the dictionary.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
They can't have that.
All
shit.
right, let's keep going.
That's funny.
The child born alive or quickened is considered a, in quotes, reasonable creature, which utilizes Catholic language based on not Jesus, not Moses, not Abraham.
Of course not.
Since we love beating the religious heads in, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
The child born alive, quickened, is considered a reasonable creature which utilizes Catholic language, but it is based on Aristotle's definition of a child as a rational soul infused with human beingness. So let's take Jesus off the table.
For real.
Infused with human
Let's take
beingness.
Jesus off the table.
They
Right.
had that back then.
Let's have a conversation. Let's get that off the table.
Right.
Let's deal with rational thought. Let's keep going. Thank you. All right. The born alive requirement demonstrates birth was intended to be a convenient marker for demonstrating that a human being has certain capabilities and therefore deserves legal protections. We're talking about abortion.
Right.
All right. So then we got smart. Let's talk about science. Right? All right. Current scientific and medical development. And by the way, I'm going to name my source. Anyone call in at any given time. It's 7:38. We got time. Call in, interrupt me at any point. Online. We got time. Hey, man, my source is this. Volume 28, issue 1, out of the Oxford Academic Medical Law Review, produced in winter of 2020. Let's talk about abortion. I told y'all, I said, hey, man, I'm going to go into the Matrix tonight.
Right.
Because when I saw this,
You know we got to do a part 2 to this.
I'm down. I'm down. I'm all about it. I'm down. Hey, man, I want y'all to know something before I go any further. Life is life. I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm not saying I'm against it. Personally, I'm talking personally before I go here. I'm not even saying the Republicans are right or the Democrats are right. You know why I'm going into this? Because you got to be informed of what you talk about.
Yeah.
Because you can best believe the people making these rules know what they're talking about. You don't become Supreme Court judge because you woke up one day and said, I want to become Supreme Court judge.
Now, see, now, I negate the fact that choice is still mine or hers.
But before I go further, Rick, I gave you the example of if someone, your neighbor, kills someone in their home, right? Now, would you agree if I broke into your house and you shot me, it's self-defense? Okay. If I live in your house, that's murder, right? I'm sorry. That's self-defense. If I live in your house, I'm your mate, whatever that is. We get into an argument. You get upset. You pull out a gun and kill me. That's murder, isn't it? Look at the difference. That's what the argument is regarding, at the end of the day, regarding abortion. Are we talking about murder? Or are we talking about preservation of life, or whatever term you want to label it? Because if you're going to call it murder, or is it considered murder? Now you're looking at the circumstances. If the circumstances are, hey man, I was out one night, I got high and drunk, man, I ran up in her and she got pregnant. Oh, I'm sorry, you buffering. I ran up in her and what happened? And she says, you know what? I don't want no child either, but I know we have fun doing it.
Yeah.
You need to understand, they see that as murder.
Right.
Because it was a cooperation.
Right. Let's see what it is.
Who sees that as murder?
The individuals making the laws.
Right. And those same individuals do not live in your house. And them
Agreed.
same individuals, really, at the end of the day,
But you abide by the
have-
laws.
those same individuals at the end of the day have nothing to do with you, her, or anything else. Because those same individuals, they're saying, yeah, you have to have this baby. But as soon as they have that baby, yeah, we're not giving you any welfare. We're not gonna help you find nowhere to live. Yeah, we're not gonna give you any job training. Oh, no, from an embryo to a baby. But once you come out the womb, that same segment of America is like, fuck you.
Because you're justifying the consequences.
No, I'm justifying the people's right to do what's good for them.
But how they see what the decision you're making to kill this child
murder.
is still murder.
Okay.
Because of the conditions of which life was brought here.
And once again, I'm gonna tell them same people, it ain't none of your fucking business.
Okay,
Stay in your house.
Fair
you
enough.
live around the block.
fair enough.
Are you gonna feed this child?
Fair enough. Rick, I agree.
Those same people that have a problem. How many kids have they adopted?
Rick, I agree with you, brother. But I think you're missing. And the police were called and they asked you, are you going to file charges? And you said yes. You do realize that you're agreeing to play by the rules that they've set in terms of how this engagement happened. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to hold the position you're saying, then when the police show up, say, hey, man,
What you're saying? As far as having a set of rules,
So
I
you're
completely understand what you're saying, but I don't think one
so
necessarily has to do with the other.
it's exactly it, because those are the rules of which we abide by.
you're saying if the decision passes, if the decision becomes the law.
Whether the decision, okay, good question, brother. Whether the decision comes to pass or not, I'm trying to make sure everyone understands how they're rationalizing it.
Right.
I'm not saying that that is the right decision.
I'll agree with you on one thing. That I believe that a lot of the general public, when they rationalize it, they rationalize it like you're saying.
Right.
But the politicians, the lawmakers, the judges, and justices that are rationalizing, that's not. I don't think that's why they're
I
rationalizing.
think it's reversed. I totally disagree.
You know what? It's a segment of this country that has judges doing their bidding when it comes to this subject. Again, the same people that are making these choices about your wife having a baby don't live with you. They're not going to support you. And when it comes down to it, if you look at what this country has shown, they're not going to support that individual.
Let me ask y'all a question.
They're not going to support that individual.
They don't give a
As
damn.
long as you are in a woman's, as long as you're in a woman's body, you are a commodity to them.
Why did
Once a woman has that child, man, let me tell you something. These conservatives are cutting food stamps. They're cutting every social service program that they can
Agreed.
that are designed
Agreed.
to help women that are in these situations.
Agreed.
Again,
Agreed.
these women, these couples that are in this situation, bro, look here. I don't know him. I don't know her. I don't know their family situation, and the shit ain't my goddamn business.
Rick,
It ain't my business, man.
let me ask you a question. Why do y'all think I gave y'all the background, the historical background of abortion? Why do you think I did that?
To show that it's always about us men.
You damn
We
right,
make the
Lo.
fucking
And that's-
You damn right,
and
Lo.
that's the
what
problem.
You damn right,
That's
Lo.
why-
And that's
You
the problem.
damn right.
And that's also why I'm
And
feeling
that's the
you.
problem.
But see, I'm feeling him because
You damn
what you're
right.
saying, oh yeah, all that. But what they're saying, how they're saying it is, if you walk in that man's house and kill him, if you take that baby out your stomach, same shit to me. That's
Bro.
what they're that's how they're seeing it.
But see, it's not how
You're just
they're
killing their life.
But check it
That's
out.
how
It's,
you're killing their life.
it's not so much how they're seeing it, it's how a certain segment of this country is seeing it.
No.
But these people are, but they're rolling with them.
This
If
is
I don't
been
agree,
going
I'm not
on
going to go
for
with that shit.
5,000 years.
This is how-
That's why I brought it up.
Right. If the men make it up, whatever they
This is
say,
not
that's
an
what,
American
that's what goes.
problem.
Women, okay, it's not an American problem, but throughout history, women have men Those are men trying to control.
Agreed.
That's
Those
exactly
are
what
men.
this is.
Agreed.
And that's why
Agreed.
I'm saying that shit right there and all the other shit people are talking about. Man,
exactly
if
what
you
it
don't
is.
know that woman's circumstance or that man and that wife's
It could
circumstance,
be the Bacavita.
stay in your goddamn lane, man.
Or like
Hey, man,
like
hey,
Tim
brother.
Marie says, the question
Absolutely.
is, what is life and what will you do to protect it?
Hey, man.
And that's where you figure out
when
is
Rick
it
said
life.
we
But
need to
it's
have
not
a
just so
question-
much that it comes down to, is it your business?
No, and I'm with you on that.
Is it your business?
But the only reason I'm saying like with him, it is because as a collective, this is the rule we
This
made.
is what we decided.
No, we didn't make this.
Yes,
No,
we
no,
did.
no, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Look, if the people are all in agreement,
Say, bro.
and it passes,
That right there does
That's
not
the
say.
thing, but the people
that,
are
but
in
that right there does not
The
say
majority of the country
that
doesn't want
everybody
this.
in the country decided on that. That was decided by a handful of people
I've seen.
that are using that to control what
But
they
you
do.
play by the rules and agree to them.
But I've seen.
No, sometimes you don't have to-
But I've seen.
that's what we get
That's
here.
the point we're making.
But I've
You're
seen-
not getting
but I've
no
seen-
choice. They're
That's
gonna
the
tell
point
you, no,
we're
this is
making.
another law
But
that you
And that's why I'm telling people, mind your business.
right.
But like I've seen numbers that range from anywhere from 69 in some polls to up to 80% in some polls that say the majority of Americans don't want this.
Hold, please. Dude, whenever they do those polls and they do Gallup polls, do you know how many people they poll?
1,500.
Perfect. Why? Why 1,500, Rick?
Because I mean that's all they can reach at one time, man. In order to get some numbers, man.
What's our population, Rick?
Oh, 300 million.
But you polled 1,500
Right.
out of 300 million.
That ain't shit.
Why did you do that?
That's like
Now,
making
here's
a
the
law
question.
because
See,
us
now
five
you
say,
did that. You did that because you can skew those numbers, man. Now,
You can, but no.
You can skew those numbers, and you're talking about 1,500. Man, and it depends on what area of the country you call.
Yeah, but no.
Yes, it does.
No, yeah, but no.
If you
was
call
strong
1,500 people in Alabama, 1,500 people in Alabama gonna tell you hell no on abortion.
Yeah, but no. But what gives consideration to that is standard deviation. When you deal with standard deviation, it gives an account for that.
Right.
When you set the level of significance when you're looking at statistics.
Okay.
Okay. So they took a poll, not a poll. They did tests when they was coming up with all this, what I just told you. And man, you can have like a bubblegum jar. And you can pull out, no matter how many bubblegum pieces in there, you can pull out 1,500 and get an accurate representation of the entire whole. Whether it's 3,000 in that damn bowl, or whether it's 300 million, or whether it's 3 billion. The magic number, as Rick stated, is 1,500. That's why, and I'm not trying to get off subject, that's why Donald Trump's election fooled everybody. Because they took the 1,500 and then the election showed everything else. That's why the Democrats said, cry havoc. That's what the issue very rarely, without any type of influence. That's another conversation.
Right.
That's another conversation.
That's a whole nother
But
conversation.
to that point, hey man, they took 1,500. You know what they said when they looked at the numbers? I did that too. They said, hey man, Republican I'm sorry. They said the USA Today polls regarding favor of abortion, 49% of the nation believes in abortion. That's 1,500 people out of 300 plus million. A third of Republicans agree. Did you poll all Republicans, or did you poll 1,500? Or did you poll the 1,500 Republicans that was in office?
See,
You didn't state that USA Today.
there you go.
Okay, 73% Democrats agreed. The same questions hold. Now I can find holes in your statistical argument
Right.
All over,
all day long,
on both sides.
but that's not. There are people that see this as abortion, but it goes beyond Republicans.
But you know what? They just killed. Notice that word I said? They just killed 2 or 3 people, man, in these prisons. They use execution. They didn't use murder.
That's one of our next topics. By the
They
way.
use execution.
Yeah.
That's one of our
They
next
didn't
topics,
use
by the way.
murder, but that's what it was.
That's one of our next topics.
But
by the
again,
way.
that's because that's the law these motherfuckers wrote, and we gotta abide by
Rick,
it.
It's a handful of people that are making these laws, man.
But we have to go
I
with
gotta
it.
go.
But
I gotta
they
go
are
back
not
to
even
it.
so much making laws based on the greater good of what people want. They're sitting there because now politics has become a business. And these same people are sitting in these offices. They say they're representing us. Hell,
Right.
we can't even get access to them
Right.
to tell them what it is we actually feel, because they'll sit there and listen to us at a rally. They'll sit there and listen to you all day at a town hall. But
Right.
when they get back in them halls and they're with them other cast man and they having that scotch
Right.
and they're sitting there having them discussions and you got them lobbyists in there.
The conditions I gave earlier. If one of the kids, didn't matter, just imagine one. One of the kids, their home was intruded and they were killed. For whatever reason, whether they deserved it or not, they were killed, they were in their home. And the law said, we want to punish this individual, the assailant. Here, Brother Rick Child, we want you to show up in court, and we want to sentence them, we want to condemn them, judge them, etc. Would you be there? In the court. I ain't say you have to testify nothing. Would you be there?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you be there because you want to see justice involved, justice pronounced? Would you be there because you want to see justice happen?
Again, that's going to depend on a certain individual's definition.
But
of
I'm asking
justice.
you. But I'm asking
because I can't look at an abortion as a violation of somebody's house.
No, brother. No. I'm just asking you a simple question. If someone killed your child,
Yeah.
would you want to go to court and make sure justice was due?
Yeah.
Okay. And if they said, here's the penalty for justice due for the infraction involved, would you be in agreement with it? Let's just say it didn't involve death penalty. Let's say life imprisonment, because I don't know how you stand on death penalty. Let's just say life imprisonment. Would you be okay with it because they took a kid, man?
There are guidelines there for penalties. You're gonna have to do that. Whatever that guideline is, you're gonna have to do that.
And that's what the rule is in your state, right?
Mhm.
So you're in agreement with the rule of the state, right?
Okay.
Because that's how the state sees and understands that type of penalty for that type of action, right?
Mhm.
Which involved death, right?
Mhm.
Brother, I need you to walk with me. I'm trying to show you how they understand killing kids.
I understand, brother. I understand all that.
So, and I'm not attacking you. I'm not.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I got 5 minutes to wrap.
Got you, brother. Got you. So, here's what I'm saying to you. The same way you show up in court, it's the same way they understand life. It's not about whether you agree or disagree, like it or don't like it. I'm trying to get you to understand how they understand the conception of life
That's
or
a
the
control.
value of it.
That's a control. That's their understanding.
But you play by the same rule
Because
when
you
it
have no
comes to
choice.
taking-
You have no choice. Once that small group puts that into action, once they put that into action, if people had a choice, then some of the shit you see going on in DC wouldn't be going on now.
Someone had a choice to walk into your kid's house and kill him.
Not
But
saying.
you stand behind the decision.
No. See, I'm not equating somebody walking into my house and taking a life versus me and my wife making a decision that is not for us right now. Or this is not for us regardless of what the reasons are.
Agree.
That is not the same
Agree and
as somebody
disagree.
kicking in your front door.
Agree or disagree. Would you agree or disagree? Both acts were voluntary.
Yes, sir.
I'm done.
That's what they're talking about.
I'm done.
That's how they see it. Whether
I'm done.
they understand that it's none of their
I'm
business.
done.
All they see is
Part
killing
two.
the human.
Absolutely.
Right,
Part two.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And still,
Absolutely.
fuck out my way. Fuck out my way.
And that's
We need to
what
get
got-
to
Okay, I understand
I promise we didn't
that
get
you
to the good
understand that we made a decision to have that child. But look here, partner, bag, give me 50 feet. I'm still going to go to this clinic.
Let's
No
still-
doubt. No doubt, man.
Tell
No
Ed,
doubt.
look here,
No
my
doubt.
wife was
No
raped
doubt.
by this fool. Guess what? My wife is not raising a baby that looks like her rapist.
No doubt.
Give me 50 feet.
No doubt.
Plus, I'm
My daughter got
raped.
raped, and she's not raising the baby
Yeah,
of her rapist.
I
Give me 150 feet.
I promise you.
Now
when I say
wait,
this,
wait to give you the 200 feet for part two, because we're about out of time, man. And,
so
it's
we
not,
didn't even get into the good stuff.
Oh, I know.
No,
And
no,
we
we
definitely
man,
we didn't get
look
to the
here.
good stuff.
You know what?
But I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna get some
Love it.
constables to stand outside the door, because y'all cats right here, man, y'all be bringing that stuff to people.
I love Rick.
Man, y'all ain't bringing up the conversation, man.
man.
But these are conversations that people need to have.
Thank you for coming, man.
True.
Real.
But that's the whole point.
Yes.
We trying to make sure that people can understand what, like we said if you go back and take a look at them, we have a couple of episodes called "Words Have Meanings." We
Yes, they
have
do.
actually up to 2 parts, and we got a 3rd part actually coming for y'all in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir.
So
'Cause me and-
go back and take a look at them. But
He did not. He in the zone.
Cause me and this brother, man, we go back to the early '80s, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? We have never had discussions on this type of subject together
Yeah.
because it just never came up.
Yeah.
We didn't give a damn back then.
Well, right, because that wasn't on our radar.
Right.
But as grown men, as fathers and damn near grandfathers, you know, you start seeing things different, man. And it's not that I see things different today that when I was 25, because even when I was 25, abortion, that ain't my problem. That's
Right.
whatever y'all decide to
I
do.
see it too.
But it's
Not
just a
people.
progression. It's just a
man.
progression. And man, I appreciate this conversation, man.
Thank you for joining
You know
us,
you're
bro.
always welcome, man.
Man, you're right here, man.
Man.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. Thank y'all again for joining us as always on the Daily Smoke. Again, if you need to check out what we're doing, what's coming up for us, and we got some good things
Yes, we
in
do.
store for y'all. Go
Yes.
man, I'm telling y'all, go to the website www.thadailysmoke.com.
Yes, we
And
do.
if you want to, if you're feeling generous, if you might just be somebody who likes what we do and thinks you can help us out, we are taking donations as well at our Cash App, $ TD Smoke. So please be sure, and if you're
Thank you.
feeling generous,
Yes.
hit that up for us. We really appreciate it. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's conversation. You know, my boy Rick, Big Rick,
Tell you about
man.
that phone, man.
But see,
Right.
that's the kind of thing we like, because the difference of opinions allows us to have these kind of conversations.
Absolutely.
So again, thank y'all for joining us. Again, I'm Brother Jam.
Brother Los,
Brother Ron.
Brother Black Hand.
and as
Rick,
always, thank you for coming, brother, man.
Thank you
Man,
for joining
appreciate
us on
y'all
the
having me
Daily
again.
Smoke. Appreciate you. Thank you. We out. Peace.
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 Weed time.
There you
Yeah,
go.
man. See, this shit right